In Brockton, we swing for the fences so we can touch home.
We coach in Brockton to instill the teamwork that builds a great winning tradition.
We do business in Brockton because here you can find a taste of home away from home.
We keep our company in Brockton because we love this city.
I study and learn in Brockton to achieve my goals.
When Brockton is home, everything is within reach.
Hi, I'm Jessie.
Hi, I'm Victoria.
And you're watching
Shoe City Scoop.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Welcome to our beautiful City Hall Plaza. I apologize for my lack of a voice. I'm doing the best I can with it. This is really a really unique and special occasion for us here, and I hope that we'll be having many other events like this in the future if this doesn't blow away. You know, it wasn't very long ago we cut the ribbon and opened this beautiful park, and this is the first new addition we're bringing here, and hopefully many more. First of all, I want to personally thank Plymouth County Registrar of Deeds, John Buckley. John's right over here. John brought this whole event together. So when John approached me with it and made this suggestion, I absolutely love the idea. I love history and I love baseball, so this brings them both together, and particularly having the opportunity to place this monument during the World Series seems particularly appropriate. And how many people stayed up for the entire game last night? Did better than me. I fell asleep. It was a best World Series game in a long time. I do want to acknowledge a couple other officials here. Ward 7 City Councilor Shirley Asak is with us today. Shirley, thanks for being here. And Carl Landerholm, President of the Brockton Historical Society. Carl, very appropriate that we have you here today. When we think about the new downtown Brockton that's being revitalized, we know that the history of the city is a critical part, and remembering the old Brockton is how we're going to build the new Brockton. And if you look at any city like Brockton that's been able to revitalize its downtown, that's been able to revitalize itself, it's done it by reclaiming its history and building that redevelopment around its history. And in fact, right now, we're actively working with Carl and many other partners, the Chamber of Commerce and our planning department, on creating a historic district here in downtown Brockton. And the survey of historical sites is actually going on. And we hope that in the not too distant future, you'll hear about the Edison Historic District in downtown Brockton. And as part of that district, we'll be recognizing all of the places downtown of historical significance, and I'm very happy to say that we'll have this monument here now recognizing William McGunnigle, the inventor of the baseball catcher's mitt, as one of the many points of historical interest in downtown Brockton. So I'm very thrilled and excited, and again, John, thank you so much for bringing this together for us. I do want to allow a couple members of the family to have an opportunity to speak here today. So first, I would like to introduce William McGunnigle's great-grandson, John McGunnigle.
Thank you, Mayor Carpenter. Thank you, Bob Buckley, for your help. And on behalf of the extended McGunnigle family, we have them here from Virginia and multiple places in New York. I want to thank you for helping the efforts. John Buckley and I started this about 5 years ago. But again, I want to thank you on behalf of the family for this tribute to a unique individual. I want to give special thanks to a few folks. And the first one is the group of donors who helped defray the costs for the design and the manufacture of the plaque you're about to see, especially Joe Angelo and Ken Buckley. Also want to thank Mary Waldron and Ken Thompson, who took this journey with John and I for the past 5 years, whether they were in office here or off in their other lives today. They never relinquished their interest and support, and they helped quite a bit. I want to thank my family and friends, many of whom are here, especially Carl Landerholm, who is probably Brockton's own resident historian, par excellence. And Ron Schaefer, a cousin, who wrote a book about the Brooklyn Dodgers and Gunnar McGunnigle. And it's a great book. It's not only informative, you keep you smiling when you read it. But most especially, I want to, as the mayor did, thank John Buckley, because he's the one that really got me going on this, because it was a long journey, but this is the right thing to do, and it's the right place, because Gunnar McGunnigle owned a billiard parlor and an adult beverage emporium right over here where that red bush is. Speaking of that location, I've got a real short story. Gunner's best friends back in those days were John L. Sullivan and Gentleman Jim Corbett, both heavyweight boxing champions in their time. And also during that time, there were really only two national pastimes relative to sports, baseball and boxing, and that kind of stayed around until maybe the 40s and the 50s when TV started to impact. I mean, there were other impacts, but back in those days, they were it. That's what the nation looked at and fell in love with. And so the family lore is that because these guys back in those days didn't make a lot of money, and they had not only a second job, but in many cases a third job, which is why he had this adult beverage location. John L. Sullivan on a Friday night would be over here with William. And the side is, because I used to be asked, why are his two best friends heavyweight boxing champions? He was a baseball player. Well, again, family law says that his glib Irish tongue often got him in trouble, and he needed their support, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, on a Friday night, it's said that John L. Sullivan would be over here enjoying some of these adult beverages. And around 9 or 10 o'clock, he would go out in back, prodded by Gunnar McGunnigle, and he would engage in fisticuffs for money. That's how he made his money when he was not out actually boxing professionally. So unique individuals, all of them. I have a note here, and then I'll turn it over to Ron, from the Los Angeles Dodgers, and I want to read it to you. Congratulations to the family of Gunnar McGunnigle and the community of Brockton as you celebrate the legacy of a true baseball pioneer. The Dodgers are proud of their history and tradition, and what better way to begin our National League story than with a championship in 1890, which was preceded by an American Association title in 1889. Did I say 1890, I hope? With the Brooklyn Bridegrooms, which was their nickname, and if you read Ron's book, you'll find out why. Gunnar set the standard for excellence, and his accomplishments stand alongside those of other pennant-winning managers of Dodger lore: Ned Hanlon, Wilbert Robertson, Leo DeRocha, Charlie Dressen, Bert Shorten, Walter Alston, and Tommy Lasorda. Sincerely, Mark Langill, team historian for the Los Angeles Dodgers. So with that, I will turn it over to Ron Schaefer.
Morning. First, I want to say that John McGunnigle deserves a lot of credit for making this happen. He's worked long and hard. I think he deserves a big hand. This is a great day for Brockton and for baseball. Who was William Henry McGunnigle? Gunnar McGunnigle was a great pioneer of the American game of baseball. As a player, he invented the catcher's mitt. As a manager, he led a team that would become the Brooklyn Dodgers to their first major league pennants in 1889 and 1890. But whatever his successes, he always came home to Brockton. Now, I heard of Bill McGunnigle from my wife, Mary, who grew up in Stoughton and who was Gunnar's great-great-grandfather, daughter. When I looked him up, I discovered that in his day, he was as famous as Ted Williams, or at least David Ortiz. As a teenager, Billy McGunnigle worked in the shoe factory and became a star amateur baseball player right here in Brockton, the shoe city. Then he was the first pro player for the Fall River team, where he was a catcher. Now in those days, players didn't wear gloves, including the catcher, who also didn't wear a mask. Now, Gunnar's hands got pretty sore. One day before a game with Harvard College, he took a pair of bricklayer's gloves, clipped the fingers off the glove on the throwing hand, and presto, he had invented the catcher's mitt. He also invented and patented a popular baseball shoe with removable spikes. In those days, visiting ball players changed for the games at their hotels, and their spikes ripped up the hotel carpets. Gunnar also was an all-star right fielder in the major leagues for Buffalo. His specialty was charging ground balls hit to the outfield like a shortstop and throwing the runner out at first base. Unfortunately, Mac's major league career ended abruptly when his arm went lame. McGunnigle returned with his family to Brockton, where he was the player manager of a minor league team that he started here. Then he was hired to manage the major league team in Brooklyn. In his first year, several of the players got married, so the team became known as the Brooklyn Bridegrooms. Gunnar was so confident that he vowed to jump off the Brooklyn Bridge if he did not win the pennant. Fortunately, he won 2 of them in 3 years. He later managed in the majors at Pittsburgh and Louisville. He was the first manager to signal his players from the bench using a scorecard or bats. After his baseball days, McGunnigle again returned to Brockton, where he opened a bar and pool hall, let's tell it like it is, right there, right across the street from City Hall, where we are today. One night in 1897, he was riding home in an open horse-drawn carriage when it was hit by one of Brockton's new electric trolley cars. Gunnar was thrown out of the carriage and badly injured. He never did recover. He died on March 9th, 1899, at his home at 35 Arch Street at the age of only 44. Ironically, the man who managed a team once called the Trolley Dodgers was done in by a trolley car. Bill McGunnigle is still remembered in baseball circles today. Inside Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, one wall is lined with photos marking the 125-year history of the Dodgers franchise. The very first picture is a photo of Gunnar McGunnigle. To this day, William Henry McGunnigle has the highest winning percentage of any manager in Dodgers franchise history. Now, appropriately, he is memorialized in his hometown of Brockton. With Rocky Marciano, Gunnar gives Brockton a 1-2 punch as the city of champions, with a sports history that also includes boxer Marvin Hagler, baseball's Steve Boom Boom Balboni, and legendary pro football owner Al Davis. From what I know of Gunnar McGunnigle, somewhere right now, the old Irishman is smiling from ear to ear and saying, "Thank you, Brockton."
So I'll have John and Ron invite up whoever they would like to have join us up here for the official unveiling of the monument. 2, 3.
In Brockton, we swing for the fences so we can touch home.
We coach in Brockton to instill the teamwork that builds a great winning tradition.
We do business in Brockton because here you can find a taste of home away from home.
We keep our company in Brockton because we love this city.
I study and learn in Brockton to achieve my goals.
When Brockton is home, everything is within reach.
The Office of Mayor Bill Carpenter has announced a variety of new ways residents can submit tips anonymously and communicate with neighbors via telephone, internet, texting, and apps that are available on your cell phone. If you want to contact the Brockton Police Department anonymously, you can do so directly by calling them anytime at their tip line 508-941-0244. You can also send a text to crimes or 274-637. Text Brockton at the beginning of the text, followed by the violation you see that you want to report. These features are available to anyone with access to a phone, cell phone, or computer with internet access, and all of this information can be found on the Brockton Police Department's official website at brocktonpolice.com. Outside of directly contacting the Brockton PD via call, text, or online message, there are a few new apps you can download to your smart and iPhones to report crimes and violations you see anonymously. MyPD is an app you can download to your phone where you can submit a tip, ask the Brockton Police a question, or even commend an officer for doing a good job. You just click on what you want to do and fill out the forms provided electronically. The forms allow you to get as detailed as you'd like while submitting a report to best give the Brockton PD the opportunity to respond to your issue. You can also get MyPD without downloading the app at mypolicedepartment.org/Brockton-police-department and fill out the information online just as you would the app on your phone. There's also Nextdoor, an app and website at nextdoor.com that is a private social network for you, your neighbors, and your community. It's an easy way for you and your neighbors to communicate. You can use this to talk to neighbors about anything community related, tracking down a trustworthy babysitter, asking for help looking for a lost pet, and finding a reputable mechanic to work in your car. Quickly report a neighborhood break-in, organize a neighborhood watch group, do it all with the Nextdoor app. And last but not least, See, Click, Fix. This is a feature that gained popularity following our most recent winter as a way for residents to report potholes on city streets that needed to be filled. However, it's much more than a resource to report potholes. You can download the See, Click, Fix app on your phone or go to the City of Brockton's official website at brockton.ma.us and click the See, Click, Fix button on the left-hand side of the page. You can report non-emergency issues to the City of Brockton using this app. Everything from abandoned property, to traffic signal issues, to graffiti, to loose animals, to snow removal. You'll receive an email updating you on the status. These are just some of the new ways the City of Brockton is introducing technology to connect with its residents and make solving problems easier. And remember, the City of Brockton is online 24/7 at its official website, brockton.ma.us.
And welcome to the Brockton Police Station this morning for an important announcement and demonstration. As of 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday evening, our new Shot Spotter system, 5 square miles of gunshot detection technology, went live and is now in full operation. This represents a major commitment and a major investment by the city and the police department in providing our officers and our detectives with the best latest technology to support their efforts.
Our recent ShotSpotter expansion is going to make our police department go from a reactive response to a proactive response. In the past, we would react when we got a call. If we got a call on gunshots, our units would respond there. Now we're going to get instant notification from the ShotSpotter system. With the updated technology, we're going to be able to put our units there faster, quicker. We're going to be able to locate witnesses, speak to witnesses, and with any luck, we're going to be able to catch the people as they're fleeing or leaving.
What you're going to see today is, as to the mayor's point, some upgrades to the technology, not only from the standpoint of new sensors that we've deployed throughout the community, but also upgrades to the software itself. We have purpose-built software that is specific to the task that is at hand. And what I mean by that is patrol and those that are responding to gunfire incidents will see a specific type of alert console. It's all web-based. It's a platform that enables them to access information very, very quickly. As a matter of fact, our average alert is coming into the patrol cars onto their computer, their laptops, in about 30 seconds.
A shot rings out on the streets of Oakland. But where was it? Did someone shoot back? Was the shooter indoors or out? Enter ShotSpotter, Silicon Valley technology solution to the problem of gun violence. It's an NSA-like tool for urban police, using highly sensitive sensors to capture the sound of gunshots and specialized software to analyze and locate each incident.
We can literally say, front yard, backyard, near the driveway. The call comes from here.
Ralph Clark is CEO of SST, the company that invented ShotSpotter.
What we want to do is have law enforcement have the confidence to get to that very specific location quickly, get out of their patrol car, and potentially recover physical forensic evidence, oftentimes capture a perp.
Here's how it works. SST installs dozens, even hundreds of hidden sensors in the community. As soon as the shots ring out, the shot is picked up by at least 3 ShotSpotter sensors to triangulate the location.
These are each of the sensors that heard that boomer bang.
And it's instantly reviewed by a team of gunfire experts at the ShotSpotter Command Center in Silicon Valley.
Distinguishing gunshots from regular ambient noise is a very challenging problem. The math problem around locating with a high degree of confidence a very specific location within 5 to 10 feet is challenging.
The ShotSpotter tech alerts officers on the ground with precise data. It's a lot more than just an address.
If you're dealing with a situation with 10 shots fired, you think 3 shots came from over here, you think 7 shots came from over there. When you push that alert out to an agency, you want to be able to communicate that.
ShotSpotter technology has been rolled out in 75 communities, from Oakland to Milwaukee to Miami to Rio, and in every city, police say the technology has helped substantially reduce gun violence. It's light years from the technology before ShotSpotter.
We were writing down calls for service on a piece of cardboard paper that we'd taped to the center console of a Crown Vic. So to have this amount of information responding to a call is potentially life-saving.
Sergeant Christopher Bolton says the data gathered from ShotSpotter has helped the Oakland police target bad guys with guns.
Where we use this technology to pinpoint a neighborhood that had an extraordinary amount of gunshot activity. We coupled that with other intelligence that we had gathered, and we successfully served a search warrant where we recovered multiple firearms, including assault weapons, and made a total of 8 arrests on that day.
For Ralph Clark, the technology is one step to making the world a safer place.
Gun violence is a very complicated problem. There's no single solution to the problem of gun violence.